All right, so I bought this copper pipe. I have two pieces which are going to be table legs. I found this at the plumbing supply place off of Seminary Avenue today. Got a killer deal. It is 3-inch pipe. And I had an idea. I didn't want to sand this by hand because it would take a long time, because you got to go from 500 grit to 800 to 1000 to 2000 to 7000 in increments to get it polished, and that takes a lot of time. So I had the idea of trying to find a hole saw that would fit into the center of the pipe. Now, they didn't have the exact size, obviously, because you see it's on there. This is 3-inch. Ideally, I would have had 2 7/8, but you got to work with what you got. So I'm using my trusted tape. So what I found to work best, because I've done a trial run already, is you get it centered on the pipe as much as you can so that it doesn't wobble. It needs to be balanced because it's spinning. It's like a drive shaft. Okay, so you come around like so, and it doesn't actually come off of the pipe, the tape. The hole saw that I'm using is what comes out of the tape. So the tape stays intact on the pipe, so you don't have to reinforce it there quite as much. But what I found is you should run cross tape to help counter the rotational forces of the drill. And the key thing is to be patient. If you try to spin too fast to get through the work too quickly, you're going to end up having to retape your bit on. But what I've done is I put my drill on speed 1. It's got 2 speeds, which slows down the rotation, and it lasts longer before you have to retape. Now, I'm going to secure this one really well so that I don't have to retape it. And you will have to switch sides because this part that's covered by the tape won't get polished. But that's okay, because you can't really over polish something. So once I'm done getting this exposed section of pipe through the grit of paper, I will remove the tape and the hole saw. Now, the first time I did this, I didn't put as much tape on because I was excited and I wanted to see how it went. A lot of times you could throw this on a lathe, but I don't have a lathe, and I didn't want to sand it by hand because it takes forever. You are going to see how quickly this way cuts through the oxidation on the pipe. So I am starting with 500 and I'm going from 600 to 1000. Now, if you want this polished like a mirror, you're going to have to go up to 7000 grit. I don't have 7000. I think the most I have is 2500, but I don't need it. So I'm trying to keep it upright. You just keep spinning, baby. And you just work it down. You work the pipe. Nice moment. I taped it really well. It's really true. I could probably get a little anxious and put it on the second speed, but I'm not going to do that because patience is a virtue. Now, the first coarse grit always takes the longest cut through, but it's the one you want to spend the most time on because it's going to make the work afterwards faster. You won't need to keep it at 600 as long as you do 500. You won't have to keep 1000 as long as you kept 600. But look at that pipe. Look at that. Look at that just come off. Just super, super, super quick. Bring it up and down. Nice and true. So I could probably polish this pipe from start to finish in under an hour, probably a couple batteries. Think about how long this would take you to do by hand. It's round. It's a really crappy shape to polish because you can't apply equal force all the way around because it's an art. It's not like sanding. It's not like sanding a flat sheet of copper or whatever. But this is gonna look at how beautiful that is. And this is 500 grit. Can you imagine what it's going to look like when you go up to 2500? Now, I don't plan on going to 7000 because I don't need it to be a mirror polish. I'm probably going to go to like 2500 because that's what I got. And then I'm going to coat it with a really high quality automotive clear coat so that it doesn't oxidize and it stays shiny. So you can play around